Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is a new IFBB Pro. They call him the Giant, Jamie Christian-Johal. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Pleasure to be on the show.
Now, is it true that you are the tallest IFBB Pro of all time? You've laid stake to that title, and you claim that that is absolutely the truth.
I believe so. There's two people that might argue the case with me. One is Louis Ferrigno, but you could probably help me out with that. A lot of people have told me that he's actually more 6'4" to 6'3.5" than 6'5".
Okay.
And there's Rolf Moller, who was said to be 6'6". But again, in that day and age of bodybuilding, I think it was a lot of similar to a wrestling mentality.
Oh, they lied, in other words, is what you're saying.
They would lie about the height and the weight, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Greg Kovacs was only 6'2", so I don't know anyone who is. I don't know of anyone who was taller, to be honest. You might be right. I've seen a guy who was 7 feet compete, but he's not a pro, so that doesn't count. So you might have the title. Now, what was your body weight when you turned pro?
My body weight is 285. So. Okay. In English, they would say 20 stone, 5 pounds.
There you go. Now, you know what the funny thing is? 285, it sounds like a lot, but then you got Big Ramy, who probably is 5'11", and he's over 300 pounds. That's why I tell people, I said, there's no way Ramy needs to be that heavy on stage, because he just doesn't have that much muscle. I can see you at 320 pounds on stage because you're super tall. But I mean, I have to imagine that there's probably a lot of, I guess you could say, disadvantages of being that tall, because I know a lot of tall guys have trouble building their legs because of the enormous length of your legs, and obviously there could be knee problems, there could be all kinds of different things when you're trying to push the kind of weight necessary to build size on your legs. Do you find that that's a handicap for you?
I'm opposite to the rule. I think I've always had strong legs. I've always been bottom heavy. My struggle has been to allow the top half to catch up.
Right.
Although I have weaknesses in my hamstrings, my quads have been dominant throughout my career since I started in 2009. And I can only put that to being a footballer or soccer player from school.
Yeah, there might be something to that, because I always tell people, I was always trying to figure out why my legs were so genetically big, and I think it was from all the years I played of soccer as well, for probably my whole life pretty much. So who knows? There could be something to it. But let's talk about you for a minute, because I always like the WWE, I like super sensationalism. And as bodybuilding fans, we like to see huge, freaky, big guys. And you embody that, obviously, tremendously because of your height. I'm sure when you walk into a room, probably people stop looking at the shorter guys, no matter how big they are, no matter how famous they are, and everyone wants to know who you are. Do you see that a lot? You get that a lot?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, this is the first year I'm going to be going to expos and events as a pro. So my profile is going to grow. But before that, every time I went to an expo like Body Power or the Olympia, I did attract a crowd. And it's just because I'm so different than your typical 5'6", 5'8" bodybuilding physique.
I was very good friends, growing up, in the 90s with Greg Kovacs, who was 6'2", and he was, 400 pounds at certain points in his career and over that. And, he couldn't even fit in the front of my BMW, which was, had a good leg room. It wasn't a small car. I can't even imagine what you must have to deal with getting on airplanes and driving around. What kind of car do you drive in? You must have a truck or something.
Yeah, I've got an X6 BMW, which is like a 4x4.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've had a 4x4, and I can't believe I've left it this long.
What about airplanes? Can you fit in a regular seat?
No, it's a struggle. If I haven't got any leg room, if the person in front of me tries to put their seat back, I have to literally put my hand on it and stop them, because I can't do it.
That's funny. Now, you turned pro, obviously, at the Amateur Olympia in San Marino. You lost the overall to Sahar Kaziz, who I think Chris Aceto trained him. I'm not sure, but he was really good. And obviously, when you get a guy who's got great proportion you know, it's tough at your height to really for the judges to compare you. Did you get judges' feedback? Because when I see a physique like yours, it's like, how do they judge anyone against you? It's like almost impossible, you know, to put one guy next to you and say, I like this guy or I like that guy. It's just very, very difficult for the judges to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I think that's been the problem this year. It's took me 4 shows to actually turn pro. And I think each show, the judges have seen me, they've realised that, okay, I'm different, but my physique is still at that standard where I can turn pro.
Yeah.
But it's took them 4 shows to actually digest that and think, you know what, this guy is actually worthy of becoming a pro, right. And he has the potential in him to progress to that level we need him to compete with these guys on the pro stage and the Olympia stage.
Yeah, but you have a tremendous amount of mass in your body. You don't look tall. When I see pictures of you, I can't tell height, and that's a good thing because usually with very tall guys, you can see the long legs and you can see, you know, the gaps in the physique. When you see a picture of you, you can't judge height unless you're standing next to someone else, and I say that's a good sign. How many years did it take you to put this much size on your body to get yourself up to a 285-pound, you know, contest weight?
Well, like I said, I started competing in 2009. I was 195 pounds. So I wouldn't have made the greatest of progress until 2015. Mm-hmm. In 2015, I won the British Championships, which is where James Hollingshead and Luke Sando and Sasan, Nathan Asher all turned pro.
Right.
So in 2015, I won my class, the super heavyweights class, weighing 265. And then I took a year off. I competed in 2016, took a year off in 17, so I bought my own gym, returned to the stage this year at 285. So in the last 3 years, I've put 20 pounds on.
Wow. Now, what do you attribute that huge gain in weight from? What did you do differently?
Just being more consistent. I changed my lifestyle, as in I was a fireman for 7 years. When I bought my own gym, it just gave me more time to focus on the bodybuilding, to focus on the lifestyle, more rest, more food, you know, everything just kind of worked hand in hand. So now I'm in the best position I've ever been in terms of lifestyle and knowledge to what I believe I can do is gain another 20 pounds in a year and a half and then compete in 2020.
Gotcha. So you're going to take some time off and then try to come back. What do you want to weigh on stage, did you say?
I don't want to go on stage unless I'm 310.
Wow. Okay, that would... I think Louis Ferrigno competed a little heavier than that, but I think that you know you're getting up to the level of, you know, one of the biggest guys on stage of all time. Now, ultimately, what would be your dream weight if you could bring to the stage? You know, if you had to say, all right, this is what I really ultimately, if I had to pick my ultimate physique, I'd like to weigh this much on stage.
I think my best physique and most complete physique would be 320, 325 push.
Now let's fantasize for a minute. If you're 320 in contest shape on stage, it probably means you got to be 400 pounds in the off season.
Yeah, well,
380. Around it.
We'll see how far we can push this off season, but I think
you better start making a lot of money because you're going to have to start flying first class everywhere you go. You know, you need your own seat.
Yeah, well, I worried myself when I watched the Andre the Giant documentary.
Yeah,
and he had to see, and he had to have his own bucket because he couldn't fit in the toilets.
yeah. You'll be breaking stuff. Believe me, at over 300 pounds. I was breaking shit when I was 315 all the time. You know, sitting on it. I couldn't even believe it. You don't realize how heavy you are until, you know, you start seeing things cracking under your ass. You know, car seats and toilet bowl seats and stuff like that. My famous story that I tell everyone all the time is that Greg Kovacs broke a jacuzzi tub just putting his hand down to get out of it. He was 420 pounds, you know. He went right through the tub.
It's crazy.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 33. So
okay.
in my eyes, I've got another 7 years where I can really progress and compete and build a platform and a personal profile for myself to then stop competing maybe at 40 and look to what's next. What you'll find out about me is I'm very business minded. So bodybuilding, it has to offer something in way of business for myself. If it's going to be a lifestyle and a livelihood to look after my family,
sure.
I will always be thinking what's next and thinking about the future as well as obviously the present.
Yeah, you gotta. I don't know if you do, but you got to make a clothing line, a giant clothing line. And I want the first shirt if you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I'll send you some. I've got some personal shirts that I have for the team of people I coach.
All right.
I'm sponsored by Explosive Ape, who asked me to give them a shout out because they've sent you some shirts in the past.
They did. They gave me some really nice shirts. They make some good stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I want some giant clothing. Right now I have my Peach Ciccone shirt that he sent me on, and everyone seems to be liking it and giving me compliments on it. So I wear all the good shirts on the air. So just give everyone free publicity, and I get free shirts out of it. So that's great. You own a gym. Talk to me about what kind of a gym it is, first of all, and then what are the challenges of running a gym, especially in the UK nowadays?
Yeah, so it's an old school gym. It used to be run by a guy called Graham Hopkinson, and in the late 90s and 2000s, Kerry Cades was doing the British Grand Prix shows in the UK. Mm-hmm. So when those shows were run, every year they would come over and train at Ilkeston Gym. Mm-hmm. So we had Milos there. The dinosaur, Sean Davis was obviously a pro from the UK. Mm-hmm. He trained there. So it's got a very good bodybuilding heritage. For the last 10 years before I bought the gym and took it over, mm-hmm. It was kind of led down the wrong path. Wasn't cared for. Sure. So we took it over and it needed a bit of a revamp. So we changed the name to Ilkeston Gym and Fitness just to obviously appeal to the wider market, because now in the UK and worldwide, the physique and bikini and the fitness look is obviously overpowering the bodybuilding. Right. So we need to try and we've kept the old school atmosphere, but tried to employ a new school, fresher feel to it, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely. You got to make money. Yeah, gyms are great, but it's not just if you Flex Lewis and you have a little hangout area gym and you can invite all your friends because you don't really need the money from the gym, that's one thing. But you opened it as a business, so you want to be able to make money and you want people to come in and actually pay to work out there. So I think it's a very smart move.
That's it. The trouble is in the UK at the minute, and I guess it's the same worldwide, is there's so many budget commercial gyms opening. So £9.99, £20 a month. Yeah. They've got 50 pieces of cardio equipment, free weights, everything. Nice carpet, nice showers, sauna, TVs. So we just got to kind of hope that the appeal of the atmosphere and the training environment still brings in enough people to, like you say, make a business out of it.
Well, the good thing is that you're there, I'm assuming. So people see you, and obviously now you're a pro, and so they want knowledge. So I think a lot of people will come there, competitors at least, to work out because they want your knowledge. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of average people who want to go there because I'm sure you're helping people train and you're helping them with their diets and stuff like that. So I think as long as you're in the gym will succeed. I think where people make mistakes is that they open businesses and then they never show up at the business,
Yeah, I think it's been a slight issue this year because I've been in prep since October 2017. It's a long time in prep. You know what it feels like.
Well, now you got 2 years before you compete again, so you have no excuse anymore.
There you go. So now we're back in the gym a lot more and helping everyone out. Win-win.
What would be if you had to pick like the debut you wanted to make, the pro debut? Have you thought about like where you want to do it? New York? Do you want to do it in the UK? Do you want to do it in Canada? What would be the right venue for you to showcase your first pro appearance?
I think if I was going on timings and giving myself as long as possible, the Tampa show is about the right time of the year. Okay. If I was looking at locations, I would love to do the Cali Pro because I've been to LA twice. Mm-hmm. I love LA. Yeah. And it'd be a great place to compete and maybe put a holiday on the back of it as well.
There you go. It's fun too. Hang out in Venice, the Firehouse, eat over there, and all the nostalgia of bodybuilding. Go to the San Marino Pier and Venice Beach, and hey, that's like you said, it's like Disneyland for a bodybuilder.
Definitely.
Growing up as a giant, okay, of a man, What were some of the challenges? Did the kids make fun of you because you were too big, or were you always kind of in the cool crowd?
I was a popular guy, but I think that was because of my personality and outgoing nature, and always wanting to be the joker in the class. Mm-hmm. But there was a point when my height actually, it did make me feel uncomfortable. When I think it was 12, 13, mm-hmm. You know, I was borderline 6 foot tall.
Wow.
Playing football with kids that seemed half my size. And
were you killing guys? I mean, at that height?
I was literally running over them. At one point in football, I was taken off the field for kneeing 5 people in the face in one game.
Oh my God.
Not, completely by accident, but that's the level they were at.
So you were like towering over these kids, probably by more than 1.5 feet.
Waist height.
Yeah. How come you never played basketball?
White men can't jump, Dave. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in the UK, I would have to imagine you were probably one of the biggest guys over there, right?
Yeah, there's not very many people, walking around shopping centres and when you're boarding planes and at expos, there's not many guys taller. And that's why it's such a lot to take in, because you've got the height and then you've got the muscle mass as well.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, in basketball, I would think that you would be, a standout there, because there's just not that many guys that have your size, your height over there.
Yeah, definitely. I think basketball's not that big in the UK, to be fair. So I went into the soccer quite early and then just stuck with that. But if bodybuilding fails, there might be a back door into the basketball. I'll go the opposite way to Phil Heath.
Or the WWE. I would try to go for WWE, because, I mean, you definitely have a good personality. You got the physique. You got the name already. They need a new giant, right? Andre's dead. So, maybe you guys, maybe you step in. I'm sure they'll bill you as the 7-foot wonder,
Yeah, 500 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe when you hit that 400-pound mark, you can contact them,
Yeah. Well, speaking of the WWE, obviously, Ed Connors.
I was going to say, Ed must have got a hold of you by now. I can't even imagine.
He saw me at Body Power a few years ago, and he's been following my journey. He would have loved me to go into WWE, but I have 2 kids and a wife, and I understand how much travelling is involved in that, even more than bodybuilding. So it wasn't a career choice that I would take up.
It's hard to explain when our fans and our viewers out there don't understand. When you're addicted to bodybuilding, all logical moves business-wise make no sense to you. People could tell you, I could get you in the WWE, you're going to make $500,000 a year, you're going to travel the world, you're going to be a superstar, you're going to be, and you're like, but I want to compete. People don't get it. People don't get it because bodybuilding is a loss of money sport. It's a hobby, really, an expensive hobby. But when you're addicted to it and you really have been bitten by that iron bug, it's hard to explain to people why you don't want to do anything else, because it doesn't make logical sense, but it's something that you feel inside yourself, right?
Definitely. And I think the thing is with bodybuilding is you're forever chasing perfection. And what is perfection? Like, are we ever happy? Yeah. No. So we're just constantly chasing that goal, look in the mirror where we're actually one day happy, and it's never going to happen. So
Right. Well, I want to wish you the best of luck. I know you're going to be taking 1.5 years off before you compete again. But for now, enjoy the spoils of your IFBB Pro card victory. And, it only happens once, in your lifetime. And congratulations that it happened to you. And like I said, you'll have to keep us updated if anything happens in your life. And make sure you get me that T-shirt, because I will proudly wear it on our TV show.
Lovely. I'll definitely get that for you, Dave. No problem.
Jamie Christian-Johal, the Giant. I'm Dave Palumbo. We are out of time now. Until next time.